Hello, welcome back to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, starting as the Confederates in spring of 1861. As you can see, it's currently the end of October here. We've pretty much given up on Missouri for now. We've got some incursions here into Arkansas. We've got a lot of major incursions here in eastern or western Tennessee. And we retreated a little bit from the uh, general area of Western Virginia, mainly due to this giant Army of the Potomac that's been parked over here. And we also had this Army of Occupation, which sort of came in and gave us a little bit of trouble. Unfortunately, at the moment, our Army of the Shenandoah and Army of the Northwest are both kind of in a weakened state, I guess. We got some morale problems, and we're just in recovery. We're hoping for winter to arrive here, so we can take a breath and hopefully reorganize things a little bit. We're currently working on, I don't remember what, we're currently working on the Conscription Act, which is another 28 days away, so that won't be until right around Christmas, probably. Or not Christmas, that would be right around Thanksgiving, actually. So let's let the timer run a little bit here. Ah, we've got this battle here, that's right. All right, let's we're still pushing around Jackson over here, and we're attacking these low morale armies in the hopes that we can get to them before nightfall in the battle, so they don't quite have a chance to retreat, and then we can kind of put a hurting on them, and eventually we're going to drive them out of Tennessee, and we'll be able to spare some attention over there to Arkansas. But the main goal here is just to reclaim our towns and cities and whatnot, our infrastructure over here in Tennessee, and then uh, work our way eventually over to Arkansas. I'm not sure how we're going to do it exactly. I might transfer over a brigade to my siege army out. I think it's I don't know if that's the Florida Army or the Carolina Army, but the one that's currently over in Kansas right now. I might transfer a brigade over to them, and they'll come down and try to deal with that army that's in Arkansas. So the enemy has 0 men, 0 guns. Their morale is reported to be broken. It's kind of weird when they clearly have men and guns here. So we've got one good road here, really. We're not particularly set up for, what if we go into march columns? Not sure how I feel about that. But we can go in here and just grab our divisions and deploy them manually. They still are not march columns really, but what can you do? All right, let's hit play to start the thing out, and we'll just keep control of the whole dang thing. And we'll march up here. Where's our main road at? Right here. So this may be the route that we take. Hit 20 times speed. And the goal here is mainly just to get up to them before nightfall, so we have at least a little bit of a chance to inflict some damage on them. They are pretty under strength on some of these brigades, but I imagine so are we. This is our chance to kind of shatter the army, possibly, who knows? But it would be nice to stop getting deployed behind this Lick Creek. I think we've been behind this stream a couple of times, or something similar to it anyway. Shiloh Church. So this is the Shiloh battlefield, just from another direction. Typically, it was the rebels attacking this way from the south, essentially. But it's going to be quite a while before we're in position, I believe. We should be able to come down on the left side. So what division is that? That's Buckner. Yeah, they've outmarched everyone else. Well, let's go over to single file. And we're going to move to the left here. Pemberton's artillery. Yeah, it's pretty close to dark here. And I have a feeling they will retreat in the night. It would really make sense for them to do that. So all this marching may be for nothing. We'll have our commander at Shiloh Church here. If they stay till daylight, that would surprise me. It appears that they have. That is quite nice, actually. All right, let's grab our overall commander. We're going to put everyone into single line. We're going to grab Pemberton. Like so. We're going to grab Little, which is a newer brigade, really. They don't have a whole lot of battles. Yeah, they're still untrained. So they might be hanging out right here in the front for a bit here. They do have the Lorenz rifles, so they got some range on them. Hindman's division, how we looking? Rifles. Pretty good. Oh, we got a perk. I wish it would just, wish there's something would, like some kind of indicator that you have perks waiting for you. Anyway, there's Johnston. And we're going to put him at Shiloh Church. And go. All right, they've pulled back quite a ways, which is no big problem. We're going to swing further to the left with Johnson's division. It'll be right here with Hindman's division. We're going to march the commander up a bit here. Little's division can move up, and they will be supported by the artillery. If I can just find a spot for them that they can actually reach the enemy. Oh, hang on. I gotta be careful here. Little, looks like the enemy's maneuvering a bit. Let's double time Little into position, grab this fence line before the enemy can get up here. And I expect to take a little bit heavier losses than usual, like as far as ratio goes. But it is for a reason. Oh, I see meat in there. We just want to like grab a hold of the enemy essentially. And even if we take a little bit heavier losses than usual, it might probably be worth it in order to inflict just like the killing blow. It's not quite a quick killing blow, but more and more morale damage on this federal army. Here comes their second army to support. And then Bartow's brigade is shooting like crazy, but not hitting anything because they're not trained. But they really are just the distraction right now. And then perhaps my guns. No, not really. So I say my guns might be able to hit something, but not yet. We have Archer's brigade over here. All right, looks like we got something of a fight brewing over here. This crossing. So we're gonna scoot forward. It's Little's division. We're gonna okay. I was gonna say we're gonna turn off double time, but double time isn't actually turned on at the moment. All right, looks like they're pushing forward with skirmishers. Nope, that's his 3rd brigade. Let's swing McLaws here into a position where you can get some shoots in. You got to get your shoots. And then the overall commander. Get her done. The 2nd brigade is forfeiting their lives here. Okay. I may have to just control my artillery manually here. Like this. Is sometimes trying to move them as a division just doesn't work out too well. All right, we're gonna get B Junior up here to help support the right flank a little bit. They need some veterans to help stiffen up this fight over here. Because right now it's just my rookies, essentially my newbies fighting there. And then we need to collapse onto this area here. Well, not really. Nothing's actually fighting over there just yet, so maybe I'll keep Lawton like right here in the middle. And essentially this is Heinemann. I think this is Heinemann's whole division here that's essentially coming in and filling in this gap. That is Heinemann. And then they got Tennessee Militia Artillery with 24 pounders. And I've got a brigade directly in front of them. So we're going to scoot up just a little bit, hopefully enough to get into canister range. Yep, they are in canister range. Alright, we got a brigade here that's breaking on us. But everything to their front is also breaking, so it's not the worst thing that could happen. Alright, then we've got... Oh, wow, we broke on the left? How the heck did that even happen? That's a veteran brigade there. Alright, well. Good job, Federals, I guess. They're just nervous, maybe. Maybe they're just nervous. Nervous in the service. Well, this might be our chance. We'd at least get up here and attack some of this artillery, make them leave their guns behind. Double time. All these units that are moving up, I'm going to double time them. So they can get as many shots in on these retreating units as we can. Double time. Double time. Okay. Well, that's still pretty good. 3-1 losses there. And we've got their whole army basically on the run again. We had a couple of our own units break. Hopefully we don't have any sort of fame penalty or anything for that. I don't know why my unit on the left flank broke like that. I think that was Anderson. Don't know what happened there. But I'll take a look at them. Take a look at them, see what's going on. Let's see what the newspaper has to say. General Meade loses face. We captured 1,922 rifles and 5 guns. We captured 786 enemy soldiers. And we're still undetermined for our morale. We're still pretty good on supplies. We're a little bit low on provisions. We have to wait for a minute to get control of this. We're going to save the game. Confederate 1. And then we're going to go over here and look at Missouri State Guard. They're still all right. They're on eager. So 90% morale. Maybe it is time to just cross over and try to put a hurting on this army. So let's go to 20 speed. Make sure nothing untoward is happening over here. Yep, they're marching on us over here at Alexandria. 19,000 versus 5,000 and 7,000. That's fine. I'll take that fight as long as I have at least some decent weapons in this army. Mississippi rifle, that's Hampton. Muskets. Oh. We don't actually have great weapons here. What if I hit the upgrade button? Nope, just muskets. So this actually could be kind of nasty. Let's see. And then Army of the Tennessee, Army of Tennessee. This was Anderson. Oh, he's defamed. That's why they're breaking like that. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and replace him then. Let's get a new infantry officer in there. Oh, there's one of my custom characters, Crokin. I like frogs, so I went with Captain Crokin. It's one of my little custom dudes that I made when I was thinking about messing around with the whiskey and lemons version, like the DLC. But we'll put him in charge. So he's got a unit with Springfield muskets, which isn't great, but it's better than mixed muskets, I guess. And we're gonna keep on. So that's a fair-sized army. We're just gonna push up and try to drive them out of Tennessee entirely if we can here between these two pushes. All right, this is Missouri State Guard versus Army of Cumberland. They only have 8,000 troops here, so I'm going to take the battle. I would auto-resolve it, but I'm afraid it'll just do that thing where it's like, yeah, the enemy lost 300 guys. You lost like 275 or 250, but you won, but they're still stable because, blah, blah, blah. I want to get the most out of these victories that I can. I know that if we do go into winter quarters here soon, they're going to have a couple of months to recover their morale. But, we're capturing weapons and uh, regaining lost ground, etc. See how this goes. I have a feeling we will be on the attack. Yep, we are on the attack. We're all the way down here. Of course we are. Let's go into single line. Take a look at their positions. Don't really want to cross over a bridge, but I am going to position on this road. And hit play. And we're going to march up that little road and try and get like this, essentially. If I can just get myself perfectly on the road like I want to. There we go. Not quite exactly how I wanted, but good enough. So I've got most of the day to march up here. And I think we'll be seeing some twilight fighting this time around. Unfortunately, that'll give them a chance to retreat. So depending on how late in the day it is, I might hold off on my attack until morning. We'll see. I'm making pretty good time though. If I can get about 4 solid hours of fighting, that'll be all I need. So if I can get into position by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 1600, I'll be happy to take that fight. Because what I'm going to do is, if they're holding this this crossing right here, I'll just pop over here, and I'll come down and I'll try to grab this fence line. It'll depend on what they do in response, but I also have this option here. And I can position my artillery on this bank of the, I don't know, position my artillery like right here, and then eventually move them up into this tree line here to get line of sight of stuff. So let's grab Cooper's artillery. What do we got here? 12-pounder Napoleons, not too shabby. So let's position ourselves like so. My infantry is all sort of mixed up together here. I do have some cavalry. They all have carbines. These guys have Richmond carbines. I'm kind of curious to see how they'll do, but we'll grab Sibley and I think I'm going to put him down here. Give the AI the idea, or our enemy the idea that we're crossing over there. Meanwhile, Pillow, your division is going to cross right here. Longstreet, you're going to demonstrate in front of the enemy right here, like you're going to cross. And I should have one more division, right? Pickett's division. You're going to go down here. You only have 2 brigades. That's fine. And then Lee, put him right in the middle. Sibley, let's cross over. The enemy is shifting positions a little bit. The artillery's turning to fire on us. Let's see, where's my artillery? Here we are. Cooper. You know, I'm just going to put him right here in the forest, up close, and see how it goes. It's Johnston's brigade with those Mississippi rifles and 4 stars of experience. Still only poor training, however. Well, let's see if we can't grab that fence. Meanwhile, Pickett, maneuver him through this forest here. And we're kind of right on time for the start of the attack. It's 4 o'clock, so we should have about 4 hours of daylight to do this. And Johnston, I'm going to run him across and get him in range of that artillery. So currently we're getting hit by artillery for no gain, really. Armistead with your Lorenz rifles. We'll get Longstreet across the river there. We'll also get Lee across the river, I think. Well, it's safe to do so. All right, Pickett, it's time for you to get in there. Nighttime is coming. Reynolds, get you into the forest. We're going to get Armistead into the forest as well. Maybe get some cover if we can. And we're going to push up with Pillow just a little bit, just a hair more, just to get into long range. And I guess we'll have to manually wiggle and maneuver here. Johnston did good. Move him up even closer. Reynolds, we're going to push him into the forest. Armistead, we can go like this. 2nd Brigade. We have no cover out in the open like this, but we might be okay. We got them pretty much surrounded. All right. Let us put our cavalry into assault columns. Prepare to throw them away, I guess. Although they do have these rifles, like the carbines and whatnot. Nope, nope. We want to be over here. We want to be over here. We want to catch these stragglers, these retreaters. So we're gonna push Jones's brigade in. He has just muskets. We're gonna push Slack in. He's got reboard muskets. Pickett's division is just a little bit on the poor side right now. Okay. Cold Steel is selected. No, we're going to charge there. We're going to charge here. We're in charge. It's a detachment. It's still 130 some troops. Charge. 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 Man, the enemy, like these dudes on foot can just, the fact that they can outrun my cavalry is kind of ridiculous. Lee's regiment, over here, please. And charge. Look at that, they just outrun me. I am very tired, but maybe I can still land a charge. I don't know. Wow, that is the biggest result we've ever had. We lost 52. They lost 2,200 essentially. Wow. Wow. It's the Battle of Nashville Ferry. That's a like a slaughter. That was horrendous. I bet a lot of that's captured. Like I think we'll capture a lot with our cavalry maybe. We'll see though. Let's see. Let's see. So I think this army here, yeah, we captured 900, but we killed 202. So we got them on nervous morale. Colonel Sedgwick, that's not one of ours. I don't think so. Let's save game real quick. Confederate, save. Something happened. Officer rehabilitated. Blanchard has been rehabilitated. Nice. I think he's in this army here. Take a little look-see here. Nope, he's not in this one. Well, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Reynolds and I'm going to transfer him. Hang on, let's see. Let me look and see who this is over here. This is Florida State Militia, and they're getting marched on right now. So they're going to dip out of there. So it's Florida State Militia. So let's go back to Missouri State Guard. We're going to grab Reynolds. We're going to transfer him to the Florida State Militia. And he'll go into that 1st division there. They just don't have any sort of good weapons really. So let's if we can, maybe we've captured enough weapons that if we hit upgrade here, he'll be there in 16 days. So we've got some Lorenz, some Springfields, some Springfields. So at least they can kind of fight now. They're still like very outnumbered. Well, Man, I hate sometimes when you double click on a unit, it'll zoom over to them and it like makes the map all topsy-turvy. Yeah, we still can't compete with that army, but we can swing down here and we can compete with this one, which will be the goal. This whole plan that we got going here in Kansas, it's not working out for us. So I think I'm just gonna fall back out of Kansas down here, if I can remember to do it, and go over here and attack because we don't need that brigade here in the Missouri State Guard. We still have 20,000 troops. So what we're going to do is we're going to march up here to Bowling Green and Army of Tennessee. We're still marching over here to whatever that town was. And over here, I don't think they're going to attack us. However, 5,000 and some versus 4,000 and some. Do we have any good weapons in here? We got Lorenz rifles and Napoleons. So I think we're going to attack, try to get them out of Western Virginia. And Army of Shenandoah confident, Northwest stable. So that's not good yet. Once they're recovered enough, I think I'm going to attempt to push them out of Charleston. I don't know how I'm going to do it, honestly. That's a big, pretty good army there. And maybe I can use my South Carolina state militia after they've hopefully dealt with this army of occupation. Because we got nothing right now. We got no way to reinforce. How's my fleet doing here? They're looking pretty good. They're just chilling out. Pony Express closes. The Pony Express lasted for 18 months. Interesting. It took a war to bring an end to that program. Anyway, I'm going to pop back over here real quick and see if I can't finish this. Sneakily finished. We finished building a Fort Caswell. Cool. Yeah, interesting. I don't know if those are new forts or something that's being rebuilt after they've been attacked by like these fleets or something. I don't really know. All right, let's see, we're 40 minutes in. All right, yeah, it's probably enough for this episode. So we will save, and I'm going to go ahead and record a new episode right after this because this is fun. I'm enjoying myself here. So I'll see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. See you next time. Thank you.